After balling out during preseason, the Las Vegas Raiders are gaining reinforcements for their defense. Johnathan Hankins, Bilal Nichols, and cornerback Trayvon Mullen are expected to come off the physically unable to perform list, according to Vincent Bosignor of the Las Vegas Review-Journal. And this is great news for Raiders fans because the defense will improve to another level. Keep in mind, Rock Ya-Sin and Anthony Averett did not play in this previous preseason game, so they are probably slated to be the number 1 and number 2 outside cornerbacks. However, Trayvon Mullen can give these guys a run for their money, and it'd be great to see him back because Raiders fans forget what he did for this team in 2019 and in 2020 before he was injured twice in 2021 and only appeared in roughly 5 games in 2021. Keep in mind, Trayvon Mullen was drafted in the second round early on by the Las Vegas Raiders, and really, he impressed so well that he was able to beat out former first-round pick Garyon Conley and ship him away to the Texans and take over starting in Week 8. And after Week 8, Trayvon Mullen took over and became the number 1 cornerback for the Las Vegas Raiders all the way up until 2021. In his rookie season, despite not starting until Week 8, Trayvon Mullen had the most pass breakups and dropped interceptions out of any rookie cornerback, beating out players like Greedy Williams and also Rock Ya-Sin. And then in 2020, Trayvon Mullen took the next step. He took the next step and was the number 1 cornerback in the AFC in pass breakups with 11 pass breakups on the season, and obviously had some great plays like picking off Patrick Mahomes. Every Raiders fan loves when a Raiders player picks off Patrick Mahomes, and that is exactly what Trayvon Mullen did in 2020. And in 2021, he was the starting cornerback opposite of Casey Hayward. However, he only played 5 games, actually ended up on the injured reserve list twice, so he essentially did not even have a 2021 season, and a lot of people forgot about Trayvon Mullen. Keep in mind, in 2020, he still was under Paul Guenther. Paul Guenther, a coach who said he doesn't even know what the Raiders defense can possibly do after the Raiders were plagued with tons of COVID protocol violations. Trayvon Mullen still was able to persevere despite the fact that the cornerback opposite of him in 2020 was none other than Damon Arnett. So Trayvon Mullen didn't have the greatest supporting cast around him in 2019 and 2020, but was still able to excel. And 2021 really was the opportunity where we were going to see the best of Trayvon Mullen. Going opposite Casey Hayward, like we mentioned earlier, would give him an opportunity to not always have to cover the number 1 wide receiver on the opposing side of the field, but unfortunately that was cut short as Trayvon Mullen was placed on IR twice. Now, we often wondered, is Trayvon Mullen even going to be able to come back this season because he dealt with the toe surgery just a few months ago, and we didn't know how severe this was. It was reported that it wasn't that severe, but we weren't sure exactly what's going on, and now it seems clear that he's going to be able to play and compete in preseason and then possibly start and really give Rock Ya-Sin and Anthony Averett a run for their money. And so that's great to see Mullen coming back, and perhaps he could be even a comeback player for the Raiders, a comeback player of the year for the Raiders, suffering with all these injuries, suffering with all these setbacks, but still able to come out here and compete and possibly start. And Johnathan Hankins is going to be somebody that the Raiders need. The Raiders need help in the interior defensive line, and that is why they re-signed Johnathan Hankins. He had been a part of the Raiders since 2018, and Johnathan Hankins was a beast in the run game for the Raiders. Keep in mind, in 2020, he had an 88.3 run defensive grade and led all interior defensive linemen in run defense grade according to PFF. That's some impressive stuff for Johnathan Hankins, and the only other nose tackles that the Raiders really have on the team is free agent signing Andrew Billings and also Neil Farrell Jr. So they will need Johnathan Hankins, and they also will need Bilal Nichols, who is also coming back. And Bilal Nichols was a huge underrated free agent signing for the Las Vegas Raiders. People considered him a great bargain. He had 31 QB pressures in back-to-back seasons with the Chicago Bears, has a high floor and low ceiling as an interior defensive lineman, can play the 0 tech over the center and also the 5 tech over the tackles on the outside shoulder. He signed a 2-year, $11 million deal with $9 million guaranteed, so he's going to be a part of the Raiders this year and next year. The money is already there, and it's great to see him come back knowing that money isn't going to go to waste for the Las Vegas Raiders. So Let me know who you think the starting cornerback room lineup will be for the Las Vegas Raiders. Like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.